and beyond. Calling off the cabin.
So how about we get into why we bought this cabin?
Yeah, I can't believe you made me buy this cabin, man.
I made you, yeah, that's right. I made you stay in Joshua Tree for a month too.
Yeah,
but, you know,
I just couldn't come home. It was too much fun.
Yeah, if I recall, it was because you were supposed to be writing your first book. So I didn't get my pages.
13 years later, you know.
Yeah, sure.
It's okay. Better late than never.
Yeah. So Joshua Tree taught you to get outdoors more often.
It did. As soon as I got back from the desert, I was like, we've got to get outside, and we want to go to the Red River Gorge as much as possible because that's our favorite place to hike.
It was. I mean, seriously, how many weekends we just looked at the weather and said, oh my gosh, let's see if there's a room in the lodge. Or we did a lot of tent camping too. And this princess from Boca Raton might not have been the camping girl.
Sometimes we did camping with a hotel room backup. Just in case something bad happened.
You said it was because of me. I think it was because of you.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was a long hike to the latrine, you know. Yeah,
that's true.
But anyway,
that's true.
Yeah. What was I thinking, man?
Well, I don't know. What you were thinking was all these people were living in the RVs and having a good time and they could just come and go as they pleased. And, you know, you thought, well, eventually that might be our lifestyle. So let's go RV shopping.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's in it. Here we come, man. Right across the river. And that did not go well.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say who was driving the test drive, but it wasn't me.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up every time.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm was there when you scraped the limb that I told you was hanging closer to the, you know, RVs are big and wide and take big wide turns. And so we started looking for smaller structures, like a solid structure, like a cabin. Yeah. So the RV idea was out.
Yes.
It was like, well, we're going to get outside one way or the other. We can't drive an RV. Let's look for a cabin.
Right. So you went on a few real estate shopping trips.
The first cabin I drove up on.
Well, you were renting that cabin to stay in.
Yeah.
To look at other property.
Yeah, exactly. And that was when I heard it call to me. It's like, hey, you don't need to look any farther. You're home.
Yeah.
It was really strange.
I mean, yeah, that's what you told me.
Because initially I was like, you know, I'm not sure if it's this, that, and the other. I'm like, well, you know, maybe it is. And we fell in love with it. Looked around at some of the others. This one was one of the cheapest ones on the market. It actually wasn't even on the market.
It wasn't. It was not on the market.
The gentleman who rented me the cabin, I said something to him about, you know, would you ever consider letting, you know, maybe this one go? And he says, well, I've got 60 other cabins. I can maybe let this one go. I'm sure he knew all the challenges people were facing as they rented that cabin.
Or maybe the calling you felt pushed his heart to sell it. Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know.
And I want to know why it's not a law they have to divulge somebody passes away in the cabin. I mean, what is up with that? You have to ask to be told the truth that you might not want to buy this place if you're creeped out by death and stuff.
But
I am.
So we buy this lovely little cabin.
So I am determined to find us a place. I'm renting this cabin. I'm looking at other cabins, and we decide to purchase this cabin.
Takes plunge, yes. So we could spend our weekends down there and vacations, and then eventually retire to live down there full time.
As much off the grid as we can.
But I will segue.
Yeah.
That we're both city folk.
Yeah.
And if you've ever seen some reruns on TV of a show from the 60s called Green Acres, they were about city folks who went to live at a remote farm, and city life changed into country life, and you're watching a very dressy lady feed her chickens. Well, I'm not quite as highfalutin as Lisa Douglas was, but you know, I've turned my heels into hiking boots and my tiaras into baseball caps.
Did we mention Charisse is from Boca Raton? And how she ended up with this good old country boy dragging her out in the middle of nowhere into the Daniel Boone National Forest is amazing. That we're still trying to adapt. I mean, it was literally unplug this, to run that.
I couldn't run the toaster and the coffee maker at the same time.
Had 100 amp service coming to the cabin. It was built in the year I was born, 1963. That was really wild, by a guy that hand built this beautiful cabin. It had been renovated before we bought it. And I think that stirred up a lot of activity, because it didn't take long before I was in there and things started happening.
Yeah.
And that first week was just a nightmare.
So yeah, to start this, he was there a lot on his own. Because I was working my full-time job, and you were self-employed, so you could kind of make your own hours.
Yeah.
And you got called to fix up some stuff at the cabin, because I mean, the guy said the water heater would last another 5 years, and it was
5 days later. Exactly.
You know, there were a lot of little things to fix up.
5 days later, we're in water up to our ankles with the hot water heater leaking. So that gives you an idea of Mr. Haney that sold us the cabin. I won't use any names because, you know, we want to protect the innocent, but.
And the Monroe brothers trying to fix it up.
Yeah. The challenge that we faced was, it was in a remote area. We're from the city. Safety and security is always a utmost priority, still is.
Sure.
And I decided to get some infrared camera systems.
CCTV.
Little security camera systems that are actually still in use to this day.
They are. They last longer than any.
We added about 12 more cameras to the place, but we started off with 4. And there was a huge culture shock for me. I mean, I was always the guy that had 14 monitors going at the same time, radio playing. And then when I got up there was no phone, no internet, no cell service. Yeah. It was total isolation and quiet time for Bill. So I remember just sitting in the chair, and did come furnished with some.
Oh yeah,
furniture.
we did buy it furnished.
Bought it furnished, so we could just sit in the furniture that they had in the cabin, and I would sit there with my little monitor and just see what might go by. And
which, you know, we're in the woods, so it's a lot of deer and raccoon
and then there was some strange stuff that I couldn't identify. One was this insect that kept flying through that they call a flying rod or skyfish. Come to find out, I researched it a little bit, but did capture one of those, which is very interesting. The appendages are off center, so they alternate wingspans on left and right, and they kind of corkscrew through and they've been documented ironically by Brian Leonard, who used NASA footage.
He's the gentleman who interviewed us for the show Terror in the Woods.
Yeah.
So when Bill showed him that photo, he's like, wait, why didn't you mention this?
Yeah, exactly.
All about this one.
Yeah, I came in with a laundry list of everything, and I left the rods off, and he was shocked that he had made a documentary about it too. But at least it gave some validity to what I was capturing, in addition to the onslaught of evidence I gave him that day too, which eventually turned us into the Halloween special. It's crazy. Of course, they could have told us we were the Halloween special. How we'd find out about being a ghost over Halloween special, man, you know?
Don't disparage.
Yeah. Charisse was looking on the internet. I wonder what happened to that show we did an interview 9 months ago. And next thing you know, we're going to be on TV across the country and worldwide in 220 countries sharing our crazy haunted cabin stories. So,
but get back to what we were talking about.
So the monitors revealed a lot. The first things that started happening was the TV and the PlayStation at 3:00 in the morning. I was like a kid in the candy store and so happy to be there that I would often thank God from the bay window out front. And I would just go, you know, thank you, Lord, for this cabin. I'm going to be a good steward to the land. This is a dream come true. And I would stay in kind of a meditative, deep thought state throughout the night because there wasn't a lot of distractions. And next thing you know, the TV and the PlayStation popped on it right at 3:00 in the morning. And I was like, oh, that's weird. You know, kind of cabin did we buy? I'll go over there and check it. Now, what's weird is the PlayStation has 2 on-off buttons and it was connected to the TV. So for it to come on with the TV meant there had to be a lot of manipulating of power buttons on that thing. So I was like, okay, first time I kind of blew it off, turned everything off, 15 minutes later, I'm standing in front of the bay window and the exact same thing happens. And I'm like, okay, now let's go outside and check to see if there's squirrels bouncing around on these old electric lines, or if there's a fuse blown, or something's affecting the TV and the PlayStation coming on at 3 o'clock and 3:15. So the next thing, after I debunked it, went outside. There was nothing on the lines. And
Fuses were good.
Fuses were good.
Yeah.
I had no reason that it was happening. So I decided to just blow it off like an old cabin with old circuits, you know?
Sure.
But it's weird that it would turn stuff on and not turn stuff off, you know? Like, trying to put my head around it. So I decided to go to bed about 15 minutes later, and I'm in bed looking at, you know, trying not to look into the living room because that's where the TV was. So I was, you know, kind of in bed, and then I was giving myself a hard time, like, dude, you know, you're a college graduate. Why don't you just man up and look in the living room? What are you afraid of? You know, and I actually had the covers over my head, and I lowered the covers, and I looked in the living room, and the TV and the PlayStation came on right at that instant. And I immediately, it just shot me out of bed. I'm like, okay, 3 times, 15 minutes apart. I am so out of this cabin. Didn't have probably a stitch of clothes on. Ran out to the car, got in the car, started driving, got to the end of the driveway, it's like 100 yards, and decided, you know, what am I going to do? Drive home and tell Charisse I'm naked, running from a ghost? You know, like, what am I going to do? You know, I'm not going to make it. I didn't even have a wallet. Didn't have anything with me. So I decided to sleep at the end of the driveway that night and wait for sun to come up before I went back in the cabin. That was extremely weird.
Yeah.
Now the monitors, they don't lie, and there was this weird black mist that was appearing in front of the garage the first couple nights that I saw it. And I actually sent you and your sister the footage. I said, this is really strange stuff. It's not visible to the naked eye. I walked out and tried to see it, you know, with my own eyes. And then following night, a green mist appeared. Mm-hmm. And that really freaked me out because I'm like, man, you know, why is it just dancing around in this one area on the monitor right in front of the garage, this detached garage? It's got a dirt floor. Later became my studio that we can't shoot in. And, you know, I actually had gone outside to investigate the green mist when a shooting star came flying over the top of the cloud line and shot straight down the highway that we live close by. And I was just enamored with the green shooting star, but the green mist was not visible to the naked eye.
When you're standing out there. But you went back inside.
Yeah.
And there it was on the monitor again.
Speak a little louder.
So, yeah, so you saw it on the monitor. We do have that footage because you tried to capture the black footage or the black figure, and it just kind of disappeared.
The clip started disappearing, and that's the same thing I was worried about with the green mist too.
Yeah. So you shot it on.
Really weird how this cabin doesn't like to be documented. I would just say that because it can delete clips that it doesn't want to be shown. I'm telling you that happened the first couple times with that mist stuff. I'm lucky we shot it on our phones off the monitor, or we wouldn't even have it. So that's the good news. And you know, the hits just kept on coming after that.
Well, and the scary part for you was the fact that I'm up here in Louisville working, so I was staying at our other house. Mm-hmm. You're there by yourself when these weird things happen, because, I mean, anybody knows when you're alone in a house and the noise happens, it's different than if there's other people there, because then you think, oh, it's somebody else or whatever, or you just have a comforting feeling when somebody else is there. But no. You were by yourself an awful lot. So that's when the phone calls started.
I knew our future was going to be up there, so I put a lot of work and energy into getting the place right. And you got a lot of strange phone calls from me that first couple of weeks.
Started with the CCTV went off.
Yeah. The green mist, the shooting star.
The PlayStation store. I mean, it was just like, You mean it came on?
And let me just tell you, folks, the last thing you want to hear from your wife is the comment, I believe, you believe, when you're sharing paranormal experiences for the first time.
But we didn't know they were paranormal at the time. You were just getting freaked out by what was going on.
Yeah.
We had no idea why any of this was happening or what we were seeing.
Yeah.
We didn't have a history yet. So that was.
And we do now.
We do now.
Over 100 supernatural events in the last decade, and a lot caught on video and photos with those awesome cameras that we've got.
And even
Orbs,
friends have been over, have seen things. So.
Strange footprints showing up in the snow. I mean, it was just the beginning of the beginning with the mist and the TV and the PlayStation when they started manifesting themselves. So research, I'll just kind of fill you in. Once we started getting a little bit more information about the cabin, certain things started making more sense. There was a lady that passed away in the cabin that we did not know about before we bought this cabin. It could have been a deal breaker for me. I don't know about for
Wait a
you.
minute. I don't know. I didn't really believe in any of this
Love
stuff
the
so
area.
much.
The view's great, but you know, somebody passing right there, it's kind of intense. So, but it's not a Kentucky law that they have to divulge people dying in your
You mentioned that already.
homestead. So I want to change that law if possible. Is there any way we could talk to somebody in authority?
I'm sure you can.
Jeff, do you know anybody? So yeah, we're on our way now. This is the beginning of multiple experiences that we feel like we need to share, and we want to hear your stories, of course, as well, because it is therapeutic to us to hear other people sharing their supernatural events. Makes us feel a little less crazy, not alone.
I don't know. I think you are crazy still, too.
Yeah, still crazy after all these years, but
You'll have to trademark that.
I've always been crazy, but it's kept me from going insane.
Yeah,
That's
another
actually
trademark. Please stop.
That's my,
Stop,
yeah, I'm
stop.
sorry.
I went through so much work with the book on
I know.
trademark infringement.
Oh yeah, don't forget the book, man. 31 chapters told in synchronous order in Shadows Canyon Road. But we're going to have fun going over all of these events as they happened and kind of bring you guys into our life of living in a haunted cabin for the last decade.
All right.
I think
That's
that's
it.
a good place
See
to,
you next time.
yeah, stand by. This is going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in to Turning On Paranormalville, our video podcast, mysteries and hauntings from the Red River Gorge and beyond.